What's up? How's it going, YouTube? It's like 6 in the morning, I think, here in New Orleans. Yeah. And I just woke up, had some coffee, a slice of pizza from yesterday, which is really good, by the way. It's buffalo chicken. And a little hit of this bong for some wake and bake action. I was gonna also actually did everything to say. But I'll say this. I woke up in the morning thinking about something really important, and it's human pathology, which is a field of research that I'm really interested in. So, I don't know. I've always been fascinated by it, but like I'll hold for a sec, because the one thing that I was really fascinated by, like studying, is I don't know, I feel like in another life I could have been like the human pathology like major person or something like that. But as far as like what I did in my real life, I studied a lot of things about like morality and stuff like that in my free time. I thought it was interesting because like they always like put you in this situation kind of thing where it's like, what would you do if? And that always made me think, like, what would I do if? Because if I was in that situation, I want to know what to do and how to act and how to respond. So I studied that and kind of just determined my own morals and my own beliefs, which made me, I guess, kind of a deontologist, if you know anything about philosophy or like those kind of things. But it's more just the kind of, I know what I feel is right, and I would always do the right thing, and I would do what is right, is what I was going to say. But I would always do the right thing to do, which is doing the right thing. But that's my belief, mindset, my ideals. So that's where I draw the line, because there's other fields of morality too, and philosophical moral stuff within, I think, the category of ethos. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a philosophy professor. Everyone could correct me if he knows the exact answer or the exact categorization. But I don't know. But I guess what I am trying to say is a very distinct line between two different things, and that's where that whole cognitive distortion comes in, because it gets really messy once you realize that some ideals do not align. They're just very distinct, but they both have their own purpose, just like communism and capitalism. Communism works great in China, but it does not fit well in the United States. So luckily for us, we have our own system and they have theirs, and that war is over, so we don't have to fight about it anymore. But anyway, apart from that, I guess I was also thinking about, well, I'll keep it on track and just say another thing that I was thinking about this morning. This is gonna sound weird, but I was thinking about Paris when I woke up this morning, which is a beautiful city, by the way. It's got a lot to see, and it's a beautiful place. Also, something in Paris is really cool is the catacombs. I've never been there personally, but I've heard they're really cool. So if you ever get the chance to go, do write about it or something, because I'd love to hear about your experience. I have been to Versailles, though, which is a really cool palace. It's awesome. I went on a day when it was really sunny, and the sun, the glare was so bright off the gates that I was almost blinded, because they're like really shiny gold. But anyway, I had a great time when I was in France, and I don't know why it wasn't that I was thinking back to it. It's just something that spontaneously like popped into my awareness. So anyway, another thing that I was gonna say, is I've been working on a lot of shows that I want to make at some point in the future. Two of them I can tell you now. One is North Park. But not in the, well, yes, instead of an order that's backwards and just like a half-assed thing that's going to break everything in existence that I know of, and try in the act. No, it's not the word I'm looking for. In the process of me trying to make you aware of it, I'm going to instead just explain this specifically. The first one is Blender. I don't know, someone's fucking something up. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Donald Trump talking about this thing called the conscious collective mind? I've never believed in that personally, because I think every person has their own mind. Just like Hitler wrote a book about it called Mein Kampf, which kind of like sealed the deal on the whole, each person has one mind. But apparently Donald Trump did not read that book, which means he's not as smart as at least a person on earth who had a vision. But not that I of the same prestige, but maybe in the negative sense, as some Mexican does not understand, apparently. But in the sense that it's the only word I could use to just refer to that entire gradient category. But anyway, beside that point, I was gonna say something actually important in my life, in my actual life. I'm distracted by people trying to make cars. Sorry. Some people are just really bad at engineering, and it just really distracts me for some reason. I was a mechanical engineer, by the way. I was born like aspiring soulfully to be like a chemical engineer at heart. but not, well, maybe not a chemical engineer, but you know, I'm probably an aerospace engineer at heart, but a chemical engineer by choice. But then due to circumstance, I ended up with the major I am. Luckily, I'm not biological though, because that would suck. Because who wants to deal with that? I mean, I thought about doing nanotechnology because my sister recommended it to me, and only because she recommended it to me. But that's about as far as that got. Once I realized that nanotech as a minor at my school was going to be a lot more schooling, and it was like not something I was interested in enough to pursue full time because, or in real life, because I didn't feel it was worth the course investment when I could do other things that I found more valuable based on the utils they return to me in regards to how much fun they are, which is a term I don't know if other economics classes used, but my Econ 102 class, I'm gonna guess maybe, my professor Dirk Mateer used that term, and it's the best way to describe what the true value of money is. And it's what it means to you, but what it's worth is essentially the exact phrasing is what it's worth. Yeah. So essentially, if money's not valuable to you, then it doesn't have any value. And that's essentially the idea that started all of economics, where someone just said, hey, I'm gonna, like if someone from Pittsburgh just started printing money in their basement, just said, hey, this is money now. And they try to buy something in a store, somebody just go, no, I don't recognize the value of that, therefore it's not money, therefore it's not valuable, therefore it does not exist in our economy. It's like trying to buy a car with monopoly money. It's essentially just useless and worthless if it's not of any value actually. So that's kind of the idea of utils, where utils are valuable because they're backed up by the utils in terms of money. Money is valuable in terms of utils because it's backed up by the guarantee of the government, because they honor that as our currency in regards to the federal branch of the federal government, which insures it based on the federal bank of the United States of America. So if you have that currency, they insure you that, they insure that it will serve as legal tender to purchase anything for sale in the United States. So, or they're being for sale. Because if it's not for sale, it's not for sale. Plain and simple. That's just what that word means, or that phrase, those two words together mean. So, and instead, of course, you can't buy something that's not for sale. You can't just go into someone's house and just start like throwing money everywhere and just start arguing, hey, can I buy something here? Because if it's not for sale, it's not for sale. But that's up to the discretion of the seller if they choose to become a seller. Anyway, I'm gonna drink some more coffee. That's just something. Oh, in the other show. Well, I'll get back to that. Maybe just keep an eye out, and I'll keep you in suspense. And if you happen to stumble upon it when and or if you don't stumble upon it, which I'd be surprised if you didn't, it would just be that eventuality. So that's the only exact way I can put it, but that's all you can look forward to. So anyway, I do know a lot about a lot of things, but only because I'm a smart thinker. I know about consequentialism, which I know that every action bears a consequence, and because of that, and physics, but chemistry more specifically, is that everything that is ever done will eventually lead to a consequence, and that is the consequentialism of Earth, essentially. So if they tell you like the moral thing, every action bears a consequence, that's more of a Southern thing. It's like if you do this to someone else, they're gonna, make sure that something else happens in return. But that's not what I'm getting at here. Is that every action. I'm not gonna quote chemistry because I don't need to fucking do that, because everyone already knows chemistry. There's already a book about it. There's already many books about it. There's already like fields of study about it. There's already a class I took in high school on chemistry and an AP class after that. And there's also an entire major in engineering devoted to chemistry. So why the fuck do I have to restate something that's already a fact on Earth when you can just go to any chemistry class if you're interested in chemistry, even in a community college, and just learn this exact fact? But it's essentially the second law of thermodynamics, but put differently into chemical terms and translated into the chemical kind of way of particle physics and how they explain how that moves and how that functions in regards to our known universe. So anyway, that's just something about how things interact. But anyway, another thing to talk about, and I might have to light up another hit because I feel like it. But anyway, that's alright. I'm gonna set this right here just for now. And if it doesn't stay there, I don't really care. It's in the for a second. Surprisingly, okay. Alright. The coolest kind of thing to keep in mind is how diverse life is and how many people live so many fascinating lives, but in so many different ways. Like if you look at some people on Earth, like a Nobel Prize winner, just read about the stuff they did, it's fascinating. On the side note, if you read about someone like Che Guevara, you would probably never see him in the Nobel Prize categories for nominations, but he's definitely honorable and would be honored as somebody who did great things. He was a revolutionary. He's much more of a kind of folk hero than anything else. And he also on the side, he's one who founded Cuba, so that's cool, right? But anyway, it's just, you know, one sec. It's amazing what you can devote your time to, I guess. So, but anyway. Some expense. What's on there? I don't know. You go for it. How's the dragon, by the way? Because you didn't see it. I just caught it in the camera when I was looking up. But yeah, that was an even burn. Wow. Anyway, how are you today? So I'm wondering, what is up in your life? What is going on? What is keeping you interested and keeping you fascinated these days? Is it just random thoughts about particle physics, like just happen across my mind from time to time? Or is there anything more precedent or pertinent or pressing that you're focusing on your personal life? maybe focusing on a passion. Well, a passion or a interest that's specific. Just strange because, you know, I was gonna say an interest, but it's like the word wasn't there. So who knows? I blame it on the universe. I don't blame it on myself. There's only so much I can do as one man in the universe, even though I do feel like the center of the universe. So, anyway, let's do this. Take a sip. Nice center of the universe. I'm just gonna tell you guys, hey, what's up? Hi, thanks for